again. Russ Lambert, and I'm back with you and got another little thing to talk about and a little video clip I want to show you and get your feedback, see what you think about it. I know full well what I think on it, but I'm just curious. Yesterday on Fox News, I saw a lady who was identified as a Biden campaign surrogate. Now, I don't have any clue what a campaign surrogate is, but I'm taking it that some way she's associated with the campaign. Anyhow, her name is Jenna Arnold, and beyond that, I'll tell you the truth, I've never even heard of her before yesterday, so I don't know. But she's a big enough dog in the campaign that she was being interviewed on Fox News, and she was interviewed by Leland Vittert. And the interview, to me, was mesmerizing. Let me play it for you right now.
Equal time now with the other side, Biden campaign surrogate, co-founder of Organize, Jenna Arnold. Jenna, we appreciate you being with us. Back to what little we have gotten from Team Biden about the Hunter Biden story. This is the precisely one time that the vice president has been able to be asked by reporters about this issue. Take a listen.
I've never discussed with my son or my brother or anyone else anything having to do with their businesses, period. And what I will do is the same thing we did in our administration. There will be an absolute wall between personal and private and the government.
Do you stand by your statement that you did not discuss any of your son's overseas business
dealings?
Yes,
I stand by that statement.
Yeah, but that doesn't seem true anymore, does it?
Leland, thank you so much for bringing this up, and I really appreciate Jillian pressing Steve, the representative from the Trump campaign, on the fact that so much of this is unconfirmed.
Okay, so Jenna, it's real simple. You say it's unconfirmed. Tell us what parts are not true. I mean, Hunter Biden knows what emails he has and hasn't sent. Are you saying, in the campaign, saying that these emails aren't his?
It's unclear to me. I would say that what's so important right now from both the American citizen and the media, yourself included, Leland, is to continue to ask clarifying questions about this, why the FBI is investigating. But it's imperative to note that the NSA told Trump that Giuliani was being played by these emails.
But again, Jenna, the easiest thing in the world to do, stop with all the obfuscation. The easiest thing in the world to do would be to say, these aren't Hunter Biden's emails. Nobody, including Hunter Biden and including the campaign, has said it. Listen to the one time Joe Biden was asked about this.
I know you'd ask it. I have no response. It's another smear campaign. It's right up your alley. They're the questions you always ask.
Noteworthy, that was a CBS reporter who was able to get that question in the one time that Joe Biden was available.
Leland,
hold on. Let me ask the question. Jenna, I'm going to ask the question, then you can respond. The question is this. I thought that demonizing the media was a threat to our democracy. Every time President Trump attacks the media, Democrats and yourself included can't wait to yell about that. Don't the American people deserve something better than the former vice president attacking the person who asks a legitimate question?
Well, I don't know if he attacked the person. I think he just said it was fake news. I'm sitting here
I think he said,
saying to you,
it's right up. It's another smear campaign right up your alley. Those are the questions you always ask. That kind of sounds like an attack to me.
That doesn't strike me as an attack. I'm sure you can find some others. I'm sure you can find some other statements on behalf of the campaign that are specifically an attack, like what your other guest just said, that having conversations and working with the Chinese government is the same thing with working with the Nazi party. Like, compare apples to apples for me on that.
Okay, the Chinese Communist Party has concentration camps. It was Joe Biden who was over trying to do business with the Chinese and brought Hunter Biden along with him to introduce him around. And there's video of that.
We've just lost 200,000 Americans because of a pandemic that was poorly controlled. So if you want to talk about the loss of life because of bad leadership, let's have that conversation.
I'm so confused. What's interesting is I feel like you still haven't answered the fundamental question, which is, can anyone say that these emails are inauthentic? And so far, I haven't heard anybody say that.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't think anybody's saying
they
are inauthentic.
Let me ask you about. Let me turn it around. Let me do this. And hold on. Let me ask it like this: one of the biggest issues that Democrats have had and the former vice president have had with the Trump family was the emails that connected Donald Trump Jr. to Russians. Okay, there was an entire special counsel investigating that. Okay, there are now emails connecting Hunter Biden with both cutouts for the Ukrainian government and Russian intelligence, and with the Chinese Communist Party. Hold on. So should hold on. Let me just ask the question. So should there be the same treatment? Should there be a special counsel? Because when there was an email from Don Jr., the left went crazy.
I think your point about having a special counsel is probably particularly responsible. I think it's a shame that we're spending so much time in taxpayer dollars.
Hold on. It's a shame trying to hold on. It's a shame trying to figure out if the man who's going to be running for president of the United States and wants to be president, it's a shame to figure out whether or not there was 10% of a Chinese company put aside for him. That's a waste of time.
I'm happy to respond to you if you let me finish my sentence, which is, I have no problem with asking incredibly diligent, hard questions about any sort of news that comes out from any political party, whether it's my candidate or any other candidate that's raising their hand to lead this country.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with it.
I guess the problem isn't the questions, Jenna. The problem isn't the questions; it's the answers. We gave you equal time to Steve. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, I know we just heard in this video, but I think it's worth repeating. Vittert says, Jenna, it's real simple. You're saying it's unconfirmed. Tell us what parts are not true. Hunter Biden knows what emails he has and hasn't sent. Are you saying, and is the campaign saying, these emails aren't his? Now, to me, that's a pretty straightforward question. Not much wiggle room in there, but she did a pretty good job of that. She did her best to deflect the questions. She never did confirm, she never did deny that the emails were indeed Hunter Biden's. She tried to follow every rabbit trail out there, everything that was available to her. She even tried to bring in the coronavirus. Somehow the COVID-19 had something to do with it. But Vittert, he did a good job. He did a masterful job keeping her zeroed in on the subject. He wrapped up with this quote, I feel like you still haven't answered the fundamental question. Can anyone say that these emails are inauthentic? And so far, I haven't heard anyone say that. Well, he's right. He has not heard anyone say it. And ultimately, she didn't say it either. She did not verbalize any confirmation that they were authentic, but she didn't deny it either. So to her credit, and I'll give her credit on this, she didn't lie to his face anyhow. But she sure wasn't forthcoming with the truth. She did agree, though, that while nobody has confirmed they are authentic, no one is saying they're not. So my take on it. Well, to tell you the truth, I can hear Merle Haggard singing in the background. Are we rolling downhill like a snowball headed for hell? I think it's over. I just don't know the exact ending. One, Joe Biden may see the writing on the wall, and he might try to strike a deal where he can just drop out of the race and go home. Or Joe Biden might actually win this election and then become the first president to be impeached for crimes committed prior to being president. Or he could win, and he could become the first victim of Nancy Pelosi's 25th Amendment coup thing that she's been working on. Whatever happens, A, B, or C, Joe loses. Anyway, the story I pulled most of this from and where I read that I got most of this from, I'll put the link down there in the description box, down underneath. But I'm curious to see how it's going to play out. You know, on one hand, I want this election over with. I'm I'm tired of everything going on, and I just want it to be done. On the other hand, with all this coming to light right now, I wish we had a little more time. Because I mentioned it in the previous video. If I had voted early, and I had voted for Joe Biden, I'd be plumb sick to my stomach right now. But let's see how it plays out. Till next time, be good to one another, and God bless you.